Hey everyone, I just wanted to come on here and just real quick, and I wanted to thank all of you that have lifted me up in prayer. Now, throughout the making of my series on Nimrod, the return of the Antichrist, from time to time I would come out and say, will you please lift me up in prayer? Because I knew I would come under spiritual attack, spiritual warfare. The enemy was not going to be happy. And he wasn't, so I did. I came under some attacks from the enemy. Now, last weekend, I put out a call to those of you that I keep in contact with, either on Facebook or I have your personal number. But I really needed a prayer chain. I needed to be lifted up. Now, not only with the making of the YouTube video, I want you to understand I am no different than any of you. So I want you to listen to this message, and hopefully it will help you with your walk and your struggles that you face on a daily basis. Now, I had a young man that sent me a personal message, a very lovely message, and he says, you are such a great man, Pastor Dave. And I wrote him back, no, I'm not. I am not a great man. And it comes to mind Luke 18:19, is it? 18:19. When Jesus says, why do you call me good? There is no one good but the Father. And that is so true. I face the same struggles that you face in your daily life. Now, along with the, I'm sure the series on Nimrod had a little to do with it, but I face other struggles as well. And I got to the point where, hey, I'm always trying to be here for you guys because you are my family. You are also my family, and I keep my phone right next to me, just in case of an emergency when I'm doing my videos. And I put the call out before on a YouTube video that, hey, morning is the only time I got to get my videos uploaded. Afternoon, I gotta get ready and go to work. I don't get home till after midnight. I have a hard time can't even get to my personal messages or emails. And the morning, a few hours in the morning, is the only time, like right now, that I have. But the phone would ring. I'd be almost done with the YouTube video, and the phone would ring. And then I would take the call, and I would listen. And right now, I needed my turn. It's my turn. Somebody, I've been there for you. I've always been there for you, and listened and answered the call. Hey, I'm crying out, Listen to Pastor Dave now. Just lift me up in prayer. A lot of things happen, and it could be the weather. It's cold out, it's gloomy, snowy, but I got to the point where I was having a rapid heartbeat. Panic attack would set in, and not all of it is from the enemy. I'm facing issues just like you do. There's never enough money to make ends meet. One thing after another hit me all at once in a 2-week period. It goes way beyond making a video on Nimrod. It's just things that we face, our daily struggles. We have to pick up that cross, and it's a heavy cross. It's not going to be easy. If I had no cross to bear and everything was going good in my life, that's when I would worry. If I just had all the money I needed and all the happiness and all the joy in life. But Jesus tells us it's not going to be easy. So I struggle just like you. So never lift anyone up above where they should be on YouTube. When you watch somebody on YouTube, don't put them on a pedestal. We are no different than you. We have our own daily struggles. So it's been a rough 2 weeks, and I was going through depression, and that's a serious issue. And I still need to be lifted up in prayer. I would have rapid heartbeat. I couldn't sleep. And I would have panic attacks. And I had panic attacks bad when I got to the point where I lost everything. You guys know most of my story. It seemed like one thing after another. We're having financial difficulties at home. As you know, my wife got very seriously ill, was in the hospital. She had blood transfusions, and she's got this tumor. She had no insurance, so she took and purchased insurance, and we lost that last week. By the time we paid the light bill and the gas bill, just like you, like, what do we pay? what do we pay? We're going to pay the lights here, we're going to pay the gas here, we're going to keep the internet on so I can keep my ministry going. And like I said, sometimes it costs me more money to go to work than I make. Gas prices are now almost $4 a gallon. And I had gave what I could for all the finances. And then I had no way to get to work. I was totally broke. My wife made sure I got to work. Then I find out she didn't pay her insurance, and they canceled it so I could get to work. So it's just been one thing after another. Then I have a friend, and his name is Jeff, and I actually lift his family up in prayer. What memories growing up. We went to grade school together, we went to high school together, and what wonderful memories. And I guess talk about Nimrod being the rebellious one. You know, I'm not perfect. I was pretty rebellious myself in my young days, and we hung out. And what wonderful memories growing up with Jeff. And then we both went our separate ways and had children and families, and we lost touch. Then maybe a number of years back, and when I had money, I bought a house. And what happens? Who's living in the little house on the lot next to me? And his mother's in the front house. It's Jeff. So we reconnect again. And his mother, she's right from England. So she's got that accent. And all the kids in the neighborhood would run, and she'd come out on the porch. They were Christian. And she'd holler, "You bloody suds." And I still remember that. So we got reconnected again, more good memories. And I kept in touch with him on Facebook, and his name is Jeff. And then I find out with all I'm facing, all the struggles that, like you do. But last Thursday, Jeff had a massive heart attack. And he went to be with the Lord. And that grieved me into my heart. Because now I'm starting looking at my own life. Hey, we're the same age, and maybe he was probably in a little better shape than me. So I started looking my life over. And then, all, you know, just like you. Everything from one angle after the other. I've got my son, youngest son, the baby of the family, Chris, living with me, and he's a work in progress. I don't worry about his brother and sister. They're older, and they are fine. But Chris still is a work in progress. He's a little like me, rebellious and a little stubborn. Yes, Pastor Dave is stubborn. And as you know the story, he worked and saved up his money, and he got him a Jeep. And then it broke down. The police had it towed. Then come to find out, I didn't even tell you, they broke the frame. So he's paying for his own insurance, and then he gets another car. And inside of all this 2-week time, he gets a flat tire, and it's a stick. I'll teach him how to drive a stick. So I told him the jack is in the trunk of my car. So he takes off with the keys, and his stepsister, Tiffany, they go get a tire, and I can't find my keys. I got to go to work, and I'm only human. I hope this helps you. I'm only human. I'm not. Don't ever put anyone on YouTube up on a pedestal. And I got angry. And I spoke before I thought. And I yelled at him. And I seen the hurt in his face. And my heart shattered. And he left. He took off and he left. And so I'm trying to work that out. I'm only human. I'm not perfect. I'm just like you. So all these things are happening at once. And you know, he's my youngest, and as you know, I lost 2 boys a year apart, Jamie and Brandon. Then Christopher is born, and I always called him my miracle child. So I'm struggling, you know, when, and I've never mentioned this before, but, you know, when I held Brandon in my arms, that's when the alarms went off, and he went home. It's kind of like he waited till I picked him up. And that affected him. So I'm thinking about all of this, and then I yell at my son, and it brings back all these memories. Because I raised my children by myself for a long time. They were babies, and I worked very hard. I came home. Just want so you know that who I am. I'm no different than you. And I have faced a great deal, because that cross is heavy. I came home from work, and I was working so hard, and I'd come home from work, and I'd spend the rest of the time just loving my kids and playing with them. They were all babies. I came home. I got a call from my daughter Tabitha. She probably just opened up the dial phone. Daddy come home, and they're on the couch crying, and they got a note. Their mom, not Christy, their mom, had met somebody in Florida on the internet, and she left. She said, I know how much you love these kids and to take care of them. And she's never been heard of since. And that affected Chris the hardest. That's why I say he's a work in progress. It emotionally affected him. When I lost my mom, I was 9 years old. But I knew she wasn't coming back to cancer. So Chris has always been close to me. And I yell at him. And I scream at him. And it hurts him. So I'm working that out. Just so you can see. I put out a call. Because, hey, I try to be here for you guys. I'll have the phone right by me when I'm doing a video. And I'll answer. Hey, it's my turn. You know. So, and you did. You all answered my prayers. Keep lifting me up in prayer. It's wintertime. I'm no different than you. I've been feeling anxiety and getting panic attacks, I guess you'd call them. And I had them before when it got to the point where Yahweh pruned me for this ministry. When we lost everything, I was like, whoa. So it goes way beyond the making of Nimrod. But I want to thank you because you were all there for me. Continue to lift me up in prayer because it is a daily struggle. Don't ever look at us on YouTube and think we got it made and we're better or we're above. We're not. I'm no different than you. I have the same worries and struggles as you. I hope this has helped you. And please, continue to lift me up in prayer. And for Jeff's family, he leaves behind children and his wife and his mom. I pray that Yahweh will take them close and comfort them. God bless everybody. I love you. Thank you.